I'll tell you the story about that. When we lived in Antwerp and I was sitting in a high chair, I must have been 18 months or maybe less, and I had a ball, and this ball fell under the couch. I saw it go under the couch. Nothing more was done. But when we went back on the February of 1919, because the ball was over November 18, the first thing I did as a child, I went to look under the couch for that ball, and that ball was there. Only when I was a kid, to me, I sat in the chair, it was a big ball. When I went looking for it, it was a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Yes. So when Daddy had the radio, he was so pleased with it. We lived upstairs, and I'm talking about the summertime now. He put this, it was like a big hall, you know, a loudspeaker, put it by the window, and that everybody could hear that he had a radio up there. I long remember that. He said, yeah, people must know I've got a nice radio. They can hear it all if I put it down. But anyway, that was that. And Shabbos, a lot of the shops closed. And my father was a big smoker. He smoked 60 cigarettes a day. And we went out, my mother said, don't smoke on Shabbos in the street. I don't want you to disgrace us. Don't smoke in the street. Daddy didn't smoke in the street. He did what Mummy said. Because, you know, those days the people were from. A lot of them were from. A lot of the people were. I mean, the Sluices kept their shop open. The Isaacs were closed. If Shabbos came in Friday night, it was closed till Sunday. You know, things were entirely different. At free school, we had, towards the end that I was there, we left school at 14. They had this big bungalow in Seaford where Carol, what's her name, is there. Very big bungalow, beautiful. And then for 2 weeks during the year, towards so many of us, we paid for what well. We went for 2 weeks to the bungalow, and it was lovely. Mr. Powski was my teacher, my favourite, and Miss Samuels was our vice headmistress. And the girl who they called her Sally, her name was Sarah. Sally, let's put your hair down. She had very blonde hair, but long hair. They could do anything with her. She was the vice headmistress. She was great. She really was great. With Mr. Powell. We were two favourite teachers, happened to be the ones I went away with. It was really very, very nice. And we were right near the Martello Towers. Not far there, we went bathing. And I told you what happened once. I had a beautiful bathing suit grandma had it said. It was red with a little skirt and it had a navy edging, and I was wearing it, and I didn't realise that one of the buttons had left loose, and I was only a kid, but I was a big bastard. And I saw the teachers waving, and I waved back. But they were trying to tell me to go under the water because I had undone, this thing had undone. I didn't undo it, but undone. Oh, we had just happy times there with us. But Jack was very nice.
So what was wrong?
I liked Jack very much. But he was very nice. When he was 19 or 20, he invited me out. And I was so happy. I thought, well, when he gets home, he'll give me a kiss me goodnight. He brought me home with, must have been just before 11 or something. Good night, Eva, was very nice. But no kiss or anything. And I thought, that's the end of Jack.
Take you out. Did he bring Max? Yeah, Max.
Oh, Max took me and my friend Rose around. He used to say, I didn't know all this, he used to save up his pennies so that he could take us to the vineyard for 1.5 and pay for the two of us as well. So that's, he didn't take me out on my own till later on. But otherwise, with Rose, and yes, he said it. And he used to be Storm. He always had a lot of conversation. And when we walked out, but as soon as we stood in front of a baker shop, and then Rosa would say, can you make those sort of things? Then he would start talking. Oh, yes, I can do this and I can do that and the other. But he wouldn't think before. As soon as you got him to say something about his work, he was okay. Oh, he's awake.
Well, that's the fourth generation.
He woke up.
The baby.
He woke up.
Yeah.
How many generations do we have here, Mom?
1, 2, 3.
In this house?
Oh, 3 at the moment. Me,
Why only 3?
3, you, And a baby. It is 3, isn't it?
And what about you?
Me?
You're 1.
I'm 1.
I'm 2.
2.
My dad is 3.
I never thought. That's right. As you say, that's right. Oh, my grandma, she was fantastic. She would tell you tales about her childhood. She was a scream. She was full of life she was, my grandma. Sure, yes. And you know, when I went out, when Vim Listen used to take me out, she didn't know really it was Joe's friend. She didn't know that he was gay or whatever else. And she used to say something about, don't forget, Eva, he can give you a kiss, but no more, remember that. He was a good boy though. Also. Yeah. He was a very rich boy in the end. But she was great. And my grandfather, his face was all puckered up. He looked, we always say, looked like a Chinaman. True. And I picked it out, I don't know what it was, but his face was all puckered up. He was a good man though, very quiet. And every day they went to another daughter for lunch and dinner, you know? And when, for instance, I know they're coming, I wait and see or whatever, I saw them coming along, I used to run. I know Grandma always had the sweets ready for you. You went there, you get it from. She was grand. She was wonderful. And she was always full of fun. And she used to tell you stories. When I went to stay at Aunt Rizette, they had a bunk bed. You know what I mean? The bed's in the wall. And Grandma had a bed, it was for 2, so I used to sleep next to her. And she used to tell me of her stories of when she was young, the fun she used to have. She was lovely. She was really good fun, she was. Very nice. She lived till she was 80. She wanted to live till 80. Not very long before her 80th birthday, she got knocked down with a motorcycle. And the motorcycle was very upset about it. And thank God she wasn't really hurt. Not really hurt. Yet he always used to come up to see how she was, the person who knocked her down. Mrs. Gelkov, you're doing very well, Mrs. Gelkov. Mrs. Gelkov. I often feel like saying to her, why don't you call me Eva?